What's going on? What's happening? I hope you're having an amazing day, but if not, as always, the best is yet to come. And so I want to ask you quickly, what is your internal framework like? And so our internal framework, what is that? That's our database. That's that core, that seed that's inside of us. And we know that should directly correlate to our productivity, our efficiency, and our outlook on our entire life. And so I can't wait to dive deeper into this topic. And so I hope you're fired up. I hope that moxie's running through your veins. Let's get it, baby. And thank you for joining Black Couch Motivation. Let's get it.
For good, I would bring the whole hood to the top of the world. When me is my world, for free. I'm trying to give what you came to see.
And so I'm super excited to talk to you about the internal framework and why it's so important in our lives. And so when we talk about our internal framework, I see it as two-part. I think there's a mental framework as well as a physical framework. But when we talk about our mental framework, it's almost like buying a new computer. When the representative is in front of us and they ask us what we intend to use the computer for, we're going to tell them X, Y, and Z. And once we tell them X, Y, Z, they're going to exclude some computers, and then they're going to point us in the direction of the computers that will work efficiently and effectively according to our needs, according to what we see ourselves doing with the computer, and according to what we foresee our usage of the computer being in the future. Similarly, in our lives, we can ask ourselves the same question. What do you want to do in life? And this is why our internal framework is so important from a mental perspective. Because based upon what we want to do, we have to ensure that our internal framework in our mind is aligned with those goals and dreams. If not, one or the other has to change, either that being our goals or our mental framework. And so, of course, our physical framework has a part to play as well. And so we're all blessed with certain gifts and talents at birth. It's in our genetic code. And so for physical framework, I like to use athletes as the example. So you have your fast twitch athletes, such as Grant Holloway and Kayla White, which are sprinters. And then you have your slow twitch athletes, which are long distance runners, such as Mary Kane and Gilbert Keigan. And so they use their physical framework to their advantage in becoming successful in their individual crafts. And that's exactly what we must do in our individual lives as well. We must use our physical framework to our advantage. That being said, our physical framework will only take us so far. I'm sure we've all heard the saying, hard work beats talent if talent doesn't work hard. And so that's where that mental framework comes into play as well, because that mental framework is that work ethic that you need. That mental framework is the commitment you need to your goals. That mental framework is the drive that you need to continue to push after those goals no matter the obstacles. Now, a seed is a beautiful thing. Each individual seed has its own internal framework. An apple seed will not bring about oranges, nor will an orange seed bring about apples. As those seeds have their own internal framework, we too are seeds that have our own internal framework as well. And the question is this: is your seed or your internal framework in a place in your life that it will bring about the fruits of the goals that you have in mind? As always, don't stop believing, dream big, and keep chasing. And until next time, I'm out.
Do you wanna be? Do you wanna be?